Paul, it's a pleasure to meet you. I was uh, I was looking over your history, and wow, I didn't realize that you were a part of Ritual. That's a hell of a film.
Rachel's brilliant. Oh my God. Yeah, that's incredible. What a great experience that was as well. Yeah. The small
And
part that I
now,
have,
yeah, and now Cult Killer. Wow.
Cold Killer as well. I know I seem to have a trend. Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about Cult Killer. What a cast! Alice Eve, Shelley Henning. Who could ask for anything more?
Well, I know. And the more is Antonio Banderas, which was amazing as well. But the two leads there as well, Shelley and yeah, Alice was brilliant, brilliant, brilliant to work with. Yeah, very cool.
Tell me a little bit about your character, Rory.
Yeah, so yeah, Roy McMahon, he's kind of no frills kind of detective guy. He's been through the mill, he's come up through the ranks big time, and now he's the kind of lead detective, particularly on this case, and he knows Antonio Banderas' character quite well. They're actually quite good friends, and he kind of runs things by him quite a lot. Um, so yeah, it's a really fun character to play. He doesn't hold back on what he thinks on things as well, and he's very open to new ideas, which you see in the film as well.
When you're looking at a role, what does a role have to have for you to say, well, yeah, I'm really interested in this?
Well, it used to be. Look, I've done a lot of theater, like a hell of a lot. So it used to be what would keep me interested and engaged. You're doing the same thing every night and all that kind of stuff, and you'd be finding stuff, particularly when I was younger, that was not too similar to me. So, but of course, you get cast in things that you're similar towards, and I don't think Rory's too far away from me and how I would behave if I imagine myself to be a detective. So yeah, I find a humor in a lot of things. I think he's a funny guy as well. That attracts me to a part big time, and the people you work with. It's literally all about that for me. It's all about the people and the story you're telling together.
Yeah, again, your director, just a fantastic eye for
Yeah,
detail. You are. Um,
yeah,
I just can't get over how well this movie worked because it's so different from, any
really.
other kind of crime thriller and all.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. When I read it, I was like, I genuinely didn't know what was going to happen. The structure of it's kind of different as well. So it zips through different time periods as well, in a sense. But yeah, John Keyes, the director, he just creates a great atmosphere on set. I mean, he's a very, very experienced guy, but it's so relaxed. Like honestly, I was coming to set with the big heavy scenes and trying to, figure out what I was going to do and be open to kind of suggestions on the day. And John was like, "Yeah, let's just play and have fun." And then you're working with Alice and Shelley as well, and Antonio. They're all up for fun, like as well. It's usually the serious product projects that you actually have a bit of a laugh on, like the Ritual and stuff like that. It's a great laugh, but
Yeah,
the
I
serious.
talked with I talked with John yesterday, and he seems quite jovial, and what a
Yeah,
great guy to work for.
yeah. I mean, considering the subjects he covers, he's a very chilled out, jovial guy, and he's on set going, "Yeah, we'll get to it. Do you know what? Maybe we'll do this shot." And he has it all planned so much that I think when he gets to the day of shooting, that he's just a very open book on what your interpretation might be, which is brilliant for an actor. It's great.
Yeah, and we had yesterday talked a little bit about Alice, but you being a scene partner,
Mm,
I mean, she's absolutely drop dead gorgeous, first of all, but
yeah.
deeper than that, she is such a meticulous actress.
She really, really is, and her homework that she put in again, like coming to set completely ready for whatever the day would bring. It's brilliant, particularly. Yeah, getting to work with her was a real highlight for me. And I came on pretty late, so I came on the first day, and I'm there with my lines, and I'm there with my notes that I have, and all this kind of stuff. And she's just coming over, going, "What are you doing? You're ready. Let's go." And she made again, like John, made me feel very, very relaxed and kind of ready to play. Which is what you want really on a set, particularly between a partnership like us.
You being such a well-rounded actor, I mean, does your time in theater, live theater, affect your time in front of a camera?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I was only asked this quite recently as well, by a couple of students. People are saying, "What fair theater or film?" And they're both different in a sense, but there's a lot of similarities where the pressure is on, and you only have 10 minutes to get the shot. And then I am able to, not that I refer consciously back to, but I'm used to the pressure. And I'm used to kind of going, well, do you know what? Opening nights are pretty scarier than this, and I can get through it no problem. So, yeah, it definitely helps
Well, what do you
me.
think audiences are going to take away from watching Cult Killer?
Well, they might be disturbed at some points, which is cool. It's good, and I think they just won't know where it's going to go or what's the next step of the film. It's really and it flies along. And again, there's a lot of Irish cast, and there's a good few American and from all over actually Canada as well. But um, there's some cast in it that are just incredible theater actors as well that I know for a long time that you get to see kind of really kind of come into their own as well, which is really exciting. So I think each character that comes into it, you're like, who are they? Like I was honestly watching everyone going, wow, because I'm not on set the whole time. So when I got to see their performances, I was really blown away. Yeah,
Yeah, John told me that this was kind of filmed in sequence.
yeah,
Did that
yeah.
help?
Oh my God, yeah. Again, like you usually do theater and plays in sequence and stuff like that. And I've done plenty of TV shows where you're doing episode one day, and then you're on to episode five. And you're like, what the heck is going on? You have to kind of track your character's arc. But this was brilliant. It was very much in sequence. We could all talk about it while we went along, and it was a lot. It was a lot. I think that's what caused on set kind of a relaxation to it all. All the crew, again, Irish crew mostly, and they were incredible. Everyone's very, very into the project, really into it. It was great.
As we wind our interview down, thank you so much, by
Hmm.
the way, for your time.
Thank you, Tony.
Will you be hopping behind the camera and producing and directing anytime soon?
Yeah, I think I will. Why'd you ask that? That's mad.
Because I think as an actor, I think actors have a better understanding of how to treat actors on sets than some directors who have never acted.
Yeah, I did work with a director a long time ago, and her friend asked in front of her, said, "Have you ever walked across the stage or in front of a camera?" And she said, "No." And he goes, "Well, you have to do that before you can do something else." And a lot of directors are very, brilliant in their own right when they don't have to do that. But yeah, for me, it's crazy you asked that. I'm going to be making a short film soon, my first short, and then I'm working on a TV series as well, which I want to direct.
Really?
Because I love working with actors and crew, and yeah, that's what I hope to do. I learned a lot off John though. Again, his attitude definitely gave me something to think about, like in terms of how you approach a day ahead of you, a full packed day, and just approaching it with fun and as you say, jovial kind of mischief.
Yeah, he kind of intimated that he says the problems on the set will take care of itself if you just keep moving forward.
Yeah, yes, it's such a good learning curve, and also for the scenes themselves and the trajectory of the film. The film is constant; it constantly moves forward. It has an energy to it, which I likened to John's attitude as well, and everyone else. He has a great team behind him that he's worked with quite a few times, and they all brought brilliant stuff. And they're coming over to Ireland. They're coming to a crew they don't know,
Mm.
and they were instantly welcomed. Like it was brilliant. Yeah,
Family, really, right away.
family. Yeah, 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 yeah,
And the reason why I'm not talking about the plot, there's two reasons
yeah.
why a critic won't
I'm
talk about
glad
it.
you're not.
One,
Yeah,
one, he
yeah,
didn't like it, but two, this is so intricate. I want audiences to really experience this movie
yeah.
without going in knowing something about the film, because you're going to be so shocked and surprised at the intricacy and the even the subtle humor running through this.
There's a lot of suddenly. Yeah, I was laughing throughout, and I have memories of the days on sets where we're having a great laugh, and I was like, they can't use that. That's too funny. That's too much fun. Like in crack, particularly because of the subject. But I think you're right. It's hard to talk. It's hard to sell it as well in terms of the plot because you're kind of going. I don't want to tell you anything because it changes very quick,
Yeah.
and what's around the corner is very surprising. Yeah.
But Antonio Banderas has some of the best lines in the film. He is just spot on. He's this character.
Yeah. Oh, he totally is. Yeah. I mean, the little time I had to hang out with him in between because we were just on a breakneck speed of shooting. He is him. Yeah. And he has that look in his eye. You sit across from him, and first of all, you're like, Jesus, that's Antonio Banderas. But
Yeah.
also, he has the voice. It's him. It's actually he's not putting anything on. And when he plays this character, he's so focused, and I think that's what he brings to it as well.
Yeah,
It's
and in
great.
this character, he reminds me so much of a Sean Connery character that
Yeah.
and he allows himself that freedom to say a line with a little bit of a wink and a nod.
Totally, totally does. Again, very free in the way he delivers things and open to suggestion. He's a big theater man. We had great chats about that and where he's from. I know very well where he's from. I'm actually going there next week, but it's he's very open and warm, and I think yeah, having a leading man like that on set as well as the as Shelley and Alice being so open to suggestion and having the crack is a big factor in how
Yeah,
much how
I
much fun you.
absolutely adore Shelley. She is such a wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful lady. We've interviewed a few times before. I'm looking forward to talking to her about this. But
yeah.
Paul, my gosh, thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks, Tony. And listen, I have been watching quite a lot of your videos because they put your name and all that stuff in the other day, and I've absolutely loved them. And it's made me discover actually quite a lot of films. I'm a film buff, so I was like, geez, I've never heard of that, and or stuff that I've seen that I was like, wow, I didn't know that information about those films.
Wow, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Well, let's
Yeah,
keep in
really
touch on social media, and if I
love
ever
that
get to LA, let's share a cup of coffee.
for sure. And if you ever get to Dublin, let's share a pint or a cup of coffee, whatever you prefer.
A point would be nice.
Nice.
Thank you, my friend. Have a great day.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Bye
Cheers.
bye.